My best regards and respects to all our revered modern teachers. The third address is on spiritual literature, its great benefits for modern students in life building and successful living. Spiritual literature means standard works like Vedas, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Manu Smriti, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Granth Sahib, Quran, Bible, Jendavesta, and other holy spiritual scriptures of various religions. Spiritual literature also means the books written by spiritually illumined, God realized rishis, munis, saints, sages, and prophets. Those standard spiritual literature are in classical languages such as Sanskrit, Urdu, etc., and therefore it may not be possible for most of our modern students to study the same, as they may not be knowing the said languages. Even if some of them know the said languages and can study those scriptures, the deep, inner, true meaning of the teachings contained in them may not be understood by them. In such a situation, some of the great spiritually illumined, God realized modern saints and sages and prophets who have studied those standard spiritual scriptures meticulously, understood the teachings contained in them correctly, and practiced those teachings in their life successfully, have written a good number of books on such spiritual subjects. In their books, they have explained the teachings contained in the ancient spiritual scriptures and given their own commentaries on the same in simple manner and in widely read modern languages like English, Hindi, etc. Hence, our modern students can study such books and easily acquire detailed knowledge on various topics on the subject of life building and successful living, or in short, life building science such as good physical health, powerful mind, noble character, ethical conduct, celibacy, Indian culture, religion, spirituality, etc. Thereafter, they can practice the same in their day-to-day life, decide the right goals and right path of their precious human life, build their precious human life rightly by laying a proper and strong foundation and by constructing thereupon a complete, proper, strong and nice superstructure during their golden student life and youth period, and live the same completely, purposefully, prosperously, happily, peacefully, successfully and ideally. Thereby they will derive immense benefits for themselves. One such modern saint is Swami Sivananda Saraswati, the founder, president of the International Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, Uttarakhand, India. He is regarded all over the world as a towering, perfect, spiritually illumined, God realized saint of the modern time. He has written many books on almost all aspects of human life, commencing from health and hygiene to religion and spirituality. By studying those books, our modern students can learn teachings on almost all topics of the subject of life building and successful living, or in short, life building science, which they require the most. Therefore, our modern students can most profitably study the books written by him. Now let us discuss briefly about Swami Sivananda Saraswati and Sivananda literature. Swami Sivananda Saraswati. Sri Swami Sivananda Saraswati was born as Kupuswami on the 8th September 1887 in the illustrious family of the sages Appaya Dikshitar and several other renowned saints and savants. His mother also belonged to a highly religious family. He has a natural flair for a life devoted to the study and practice of Vedanta. He had an inborn desire to serve all humanity. His passion for service drew him to the medical career and he became a doctor by profession. He went to Malaya and rendered his medical service to the sick people. In the hospitals in Malaya in which he worked, he spent all his energy and time in relieving human sufferings by serving the sick and the poor day and night with a sympathetic heart. This type of selfless service gave him purification of heart and mind and led him to the spiritual path. In course of his medical service, his inborn spirit of vairagya or dispassion came out from within. Then he gave up the life of ease, comfort and luxury, renounced his lucrative medical career at Malaya in 1923, came back to India, settled down at Rishikesh, Himalayas, obtained sannyas diksha from his spiritual preceptor or Adhyatmika Guru, Paramahansa Sri Swami Vishwananda Saraswati Ji, and took to the life of complete renunciation or sannyas life. He practiced intense spiritual austerities and prolonged deep meditation and attained spiritual illumination or self-realization or moksha. He shone as a great yogi, parabhakta, saint, sage and illumined or jivan mukta. The doctor of the body and mind became the doctor of the soul. Swami Sivananda Saraswati is a broad-minded, Catholic, liberal, world-renowned saint of modern India. He believes in the common fatherhood of one God and universal brotherhood of all human beings. To him, all human beings, irrespective of their religion, faith, belief, nationality, caste, creed, color, sect, gender, etc., are equal. Many of his disciples and followers include Christians and Muslims, apart from Hindus. He treats all religions as essentially one. He pays equal respect to all religions and exhorts that all religions speak the same truth. He also says that the essence of all religions, that is universal good qualities like truth, non-violence, purity, love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance, brotherhood, doing good to others, etc., is one. He worked for unity of religions in the society and the world. He also worked for world peace. The International Divine Life Society, Rishikesh, founded by him, is purely a non-sectarian spiritual organization, and anybody who vows to adhere to truth, non-violence and purity can become its member, irrespective of his religion, faith, belief, caste, creed, color, sect, gender, nationality, etc. Many Christians and Muslims, apart from Hindus, are also its members. The main objective of the said society is dissemination of spiritual and cultural knowledge amongst the people. The purpose of such dissemination is that people can acquire spiritual knowledge and thereafter they can practice the same and transform themselves into divinity by shedding their animal instincts, developing human qualities and unfolding their latent divine faculties. Thus, they can live a noble, ethical and spiritual life and make endeavors to attain self-realization or moksha, the state of divinity, the state of perfection, which is the supreme grand goal of ideal human life, as stated in our ancient spiritual scriptures and as said by our rishis, munis, saints and sages, and according to our great, glorious, lofty, unique and ideal ancient Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti. Thereby they can derive lasting happiness and eternal peace, and there will be permanent cessation of worldly sorrows, sufferings, pains and miseries in their life. Thus they can live their rare and precious human life upon the earth plane happily, peacefully, successfully and ideally. After attainment of spiritual illumination, the mission of the life of Swami Sivananda Saraswati became dissemination of the spiritual knowledge that he gained during his severe austerities, prolonged meditation, and intense spiritual sadhana amongst the entire humanity in order to show them the right path of life. With such mission, he commenced his real service to the entire modern mankind. Millions of people across the world, irrespective of their religion, faith, belief, caste, creed, cult, sect, color, gender, nationality, etc., flock to Swami Sivananda Saraswati for spiritual guidance, light and solace. Swami Sivananda Saraswati embraced them all and showed them the right path of life. Now, Sivananda literature. The intense desire of Swami Sivananda Saraswati to disseminate spiritual knowledge amongst the entire modern mankind and his mission to serve them through such dissemination made him to write about more than 300 most valuable books. He wrote those books on all aspects of human life, commencing from health and hygiene to religion and spirituality, and for all categories and for all classes of people for their guidance. His books are known as Sivananda Literature, which is regarded as a class by itself. Sivananda Literature is widely read throughout the world and has earned great eminence all over the world. Sivananda Literature is a many-sided, all-inclusive and comprehensive, veritable ocean of most valuable, important teachings and several unique features. Those teachings are greatly enlightening and immensely beneficial for the entire modern mankind, including the modern students and youth. Swami Sivananda Saraswati had special interest for the education, development and welfare of the modern students and youth, and therefore he has written many books specifically for their benefits. Some of his books have been prescribed as textbooks in some schools and colleges in India as well as in abroad. Sivananda Literature can eminently meet the requirements of our modern students for the following 4 broad reasons. Firstly, Sivananda Literature is vast and rich with teachings on almost all topics on the subjects of life-building science, which are most acutely needed by our modern students. Sivananda Literature is vast and rich with right kind of teachings on almost all topics of life building, character building and man making education, or the subject of life building and successful living, or insert life building science such as good physical health, powerful mind, noble character, ethical conduct or sadachara, celibacy or brahmacharya, Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti, religion or dharma, and spirituality or adhyatma, etc. Our modern students need such education the most, and that too very acutely, for building their life rightly, that is, for laying the foundation of their life properly and strongly, and for constructing the superstructure of their life completely, properly, strongly, and nicely, and for living their life completely, purposefully, prosperously, happily, peacefully, successfully, and ideally. Those teachings contained in Sivananda Literature are very comprehensive and self-contained. Therefore, our modern students can have the opportunity of studying all those teachings and meeting all their requirements on all such topics from a single source. Secondly, Sivananda Literature is unique with several special features. Sivananda Literature is unique with several special features, some of which are stated, I am stating now. First, Sivananda Literature contains the essence of all spiritual scriptures and religious literatures. Most of the spiritual scriptures and religious literatures in their original are said to be archaic and have been written many a time in obscure and allegorical language. Also, many such scriptures have been written in the form of verses and sutras without being expounded. Therefore, the real or deep or inner meaning of the teachings contained in those scriptures is not easily comprehensible and is not immediately perceptible to the vast majority of modern men. Hence, Swami Sivananda Saraswati studied and churned those scriptures and literatures, brought out the most precious essence of the teachings contained in them, and presented such essence of the teachings in the books written by him. The common modern mankind can study those books containing such essence, and that too from one source with great ease, and can understand the teachings contained therein correctly. Sivananda literature is practical. The teachings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati are not merely academic, theoretical or abstract teachings, but are practical. His writings spotlight the practical aspects of religion and spiritual science. His teachings tell the readers not so much of what they should believe in or what they should merely know, but what they should practically do and how they should practice in their daily lives in order to achieve success. Thus, Sivananda literature is ready-made practical instructions for the readers for their direct and instant practice. Therefore, the readers need not go to somewhere else in order to find out the practical instructions for putting them in their spiritual practice or adhyatmika sadhana in their lives. Thirdly, Sivananda literature is based on his personal experience and is therefore very powerful, forceful and effective. The writings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati are based on his own personal experiences. He wrote those teachings only after successfully applying, practicing and experiencing the same in his own life. His teachings are charged with the divine power which he derived from his own severe austerity, deep meditation, prolonged spiritual practice or adhyatmika sadhana and God realization. Therefore, the writings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati are very powerful, forceful and effective, and those directly penetrate into the hearts of the readers. Fourthly, Sivananda literature is highly awakening, greatly inspiring, heart-touching, soul-elevating and life-transforming. Swami Sivananda Saraswati, being a God-realized saint, his writings are very powerful awakeners. Those writings instantly awaken the modern men, students and youth to rise from their slumber and then profoundly inspire them to start living a noble, ethical and spiritual life. His writings are heart-touching, soul-elevating and life-transforming. Reading of a few sentences of his writings is enough to bring about radical changes in the life of the readers and transform them, even atheists, into spiritual persons. Fifthly, Sivananda literature is scientific and therefore highly acceptable and greatly appealing to the modern men, students and youth. The modern men, more particularly the modern students and youth, approach all matter in a spirit of investigation, and they seek first to know the why and how of the things before accepting them. They also always expect tangible results of any practice to be undertaken by them. To such modern men, students and youth, Sivananda literature, which gives a rationalistic treatment to the subject and usually explains the subject in a scientific manner, is highly acceptable and greatly appealing. Sixthly, Sivananda literature infuses optimism, positivism, enthusiasm, hope, faith, confidence and encouragement in the minds of the modern men, students and youth. The writings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati are always positive in their tone. Therefore, Sivananda literature infuses optimism, positivism, enthusiasm, hope, faith, confidence and encouragement in the minds of modern men, students and youth. When enthusiasm lacks and faith wavers, the living words of Swami Sivananda Saraswati infuse fresh zeal and revive faith in the hearts of the readers. Further, Swami Sivananda Saraswati always took the positive course of encouraging and infusing new hope and optimism into the minds of the modern men, students and youth, and seldom took condemnatory attitude towards them. Therefore, his literature greatly appeals to the modern men, students and youth, and are highly effective in molding their thoughts and conduct. Seventhly, Sivananda literature has been written in the widely used modern and simple language. Swami Sivananda Saraswati has presented his writings to the modern men, students and youth in the widely used modern language, that is English. Also, Swami Sivananda Saraswati has written his books in very simple language, in short sentences, and without using difficult and complicated words. His writings are also very clear and lucid. Therefore, the vast common modern men, students and youth, even a high school student, can easily read his writings and very well understand their meaning even with a single reading. Sivananda literature attaches great importance on practice of spirituality, commencing from the student life and youth period itself. As the well-wisher of the students and youth, Swami Sivananda Saraswati exhorts, inspires and encourages modern students and youth to commence practicing spirituality together with their school or college or university education from their student life and youth period itself, instead of postponing it to a distant future or to the post-retirement period. Because student life and youth period is the most precious and most conducive period in one's life when one is in best state of health and mind, and therefore they can easily and effectively practice spirituality, and thereby they can derive maximum benefits for themselves. Thirdly, Sivananda literature is universal in scope. Swami Sivananda Saraswati deeply studied the spiritual scriptures of the ancient and modern times, and the spiritual writings of almost all great saints, sages and prophets of all religions of the world, collected the cream of the same and presented them in his books in his own language and in his inimitable style. His writings are thus a beautiful unification and synthetic combination of such diverse teachings. Therefore, the teachings contained in his books are universal in scope, and hence his teachings are acceptable, appealing and beneficial to all people of the world, irrespective of their nationality, religion, faith, belief, cult, caste, creed, sect, color, gender, etc. Millions of people belonging to different nations, religions, faiths, beliefs, sects, creeds, colors, etc., all over the world have studied his books and derived immense benefits. Fourthly, Swami Sivananda literature is highly student friendly. Swami Sivananda Saraswati has special interest in the modern students and youth. He imparted them teachings regarding good physical health, powerful mind, noble character, ethical conduct, celibacy, personality development, success in life, religion, spiritual. He tried to mold the students through imparting of moral, ethical, religious and spiritual teachings. He spoke to the students not as a master, but as a friend and well-wisher. He always took the positive course of encouraging and infusing new hope and optimism into students and youth, and seldom took condemnatory attitude towards them. Therefore, his teachings are highly appealing to the students and youth. He also addressed the students and youth directly, which gives them the feeling of a personal touch, and also which creates a feeling of intimacy, sense of interest, and ready acceptability of his teachings in their minds. His teachings are in simple language, and even a high school student can understand the same very well. In view of this, Sivananda literature is highly student friendly. Therefore, the teachings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati have been well received and readily accepted by the modern students and youth. Millions of modern students all over the world have been studying Sivananda literature and are deriving immense benefits for themselves. With such vast and rich contents and with so many unique features, Sivananda literature can eminently meet the requirements of modern students and guide them for proceeding in the right path of life and for building their life rightly by laying a proper and strong foundation with good physical health, powerful mind, noble character or satcharitra, ethical conduct or good conduct or righteous conduct or virtuous conduct or sadachara, with strict observance of complete celibacy or purna brahmacharya, for attaining integrated and harmonious development of their physical body, mind, intellect, heart and soul, for developing an excellent personality, for acquiring knowledge on Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti, religion or dharma, and spirituality or adhyatma, for becoming good human beings, for constructing the superstructure of their life completely, properly, strongly and nicely, for living the religious and noble life, for living the spiritual life, for achieving the higher purpose of human life, that is the liberation of the individual soul from the cycle of births and deaths, or union of the individual soul with the Supreme Soul, or self-realization, or God realization, or moksha, which is the supreme grand goal of ideal human life, as stated by our ancient spiritual scriptures, and according to our country's great, glorious, lofty, unique and ideal ancient Indian culture or Bharatiya Sanskriti, and thus for living an ideal, successful, complete, purposeful, prosperous, happy and peaceful human life, both secular and spiritual. In this connection, the world-renowned Saint Swami Krishnananda Saraswati, one of the great disciples of Swami Sivananda Saraswati, says, at a time when education in this country has lost much of its meaning by its being devoid of man-making spiritual content, Sivananda literature comes as a God-sent boon to the student community. No one perhaps is better qualified to advise the students and command their love and reverence than Swami Sivananda, because Swamiji speaks not as a master but as a friend and well-wisher. Says he, I speak as your humble sevak and hitakankshi. Whatever I say by way of friendship, and you have to act upon it after hearing me. Please accept this as a gift and make it your own. Gurudev's gift, not only to youth but to the whole mankind, is his literature, sweet and sublime, vast and luminous, the divine literature in commemoration of which the Swami Sivananda Literature Festival is being celebrated today in July 1959 throughout the whole world. Millions the world over have benefited materially and spiritually through the study of Swamiji's life-transforming works. The teachings of Swami Sivananda Saraswati from his saintly heart, as contained in his Sivananda literature, are immortal. Therefore, those are a great blessing not only to the generation in which he lived, but also to the generation to come after him. The world-renowned Saint Swami Chidananda Saraswati, one of the foremost and great disciples of Swami Sivananda Saraswati, while delivering a talk on his holy spiritual master, said, our daily life should be a response to that call from darkness to light. And Holy Master, having become illumined with that light, wished to share it with all mankind, with all his brethren. And this great and intense urge from his great heart manifested itself as 300 books and his free distribution of innumerable pamphlets. The sharing was 100% of his life. It marked his entire being. Share, may all be illumined, may all attain that great peace, may all become blessed, may all become liberated. That was the Holy Master. He further said, and through this institution that he established, he continues to do that sublime work. Fortunate indeed is mankind, Blessed are generations that have come after him, for he make his light to shine perpetually. He has made it Akhanda Jyoti. He has made a permanent, unbroken light, banishing the darkness, illumining the pathways of life of all sincere seekers. In view of the foregoing, Sivananda literature can immensely meet the requirements of our modern students on various topics of life building, character building, and man-making education, or the subject of life building and successful living, or in short, life building science. Forever, generation after generation, and hence our modern students can most profitably study Sivananda literature and derive immense benefits in their lives, both secular and spiritual. Now let us see the topic-wise books written by Swami Sivananda Saraswati, which can eminently meet the requirements of our modern students on life building, character building, and man-making education, or on various topics of the subject of life building and successful living, or in short, life building science. First, books on all topics. The first book is Life Building Science. This textbook seeks to impart introductory knowledge on various topics of life building science to our modern students. The second book is Youth, Arise, Awake, and Adopt the Right Path of Life. This book of compilation is in 16 volumes. This book seeks to impart detailed knowledge on various topics of life building science to our modern students. Second, we will see the topic-wise books. Topic, good physical health. The books are Yoga Asanas, Science of Pranayamas, Health and Diet, Health and Hygiene, Radiant Health through Yoga, Health and Long Life, Health and Happiness. On the topic of powerful mind, the books are Thought Power, Mind, Its Mysteries and Control, Conquest of Mind, Concentration and Meditation. On the topic of noble character, the books are How to Cultivate Virtues and Eradicate Vices, Universal Moral Lessons, Conquest of Anger, Conquest of Fear. On the topic of ethical conduct, the books are Ethical Teachings, Universal Moral Lessons. On the topic of celibacy, the book is Practice of Brahmacharya. On the topic of insight into human life, the books are Know Thyself, Philosophy of Life. On the topic of religion, the book is all about Hinduism. On the topic on spirituality, the books are Guru Tattva, Practice of Karma Yoga, Essence of Bhakti Yoga, Practice of Bhakti Yoga, Japa Yoga, Raja Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Essence of Vedanta, Practice of Vedanta, Principal Upanishads, Brahma Sutras, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Satsanga and Swadhyaya, Sadhana. Topics on the topic of unity of religions. The book is Unity of Religions. On the topic of world peace, the book is World Peace. On general topics, the books are Religious Education, Moral and Spiritual Regeneration in the World, Sure Ways for Success in Life and God Realization, Student Success in Life, Inspiring Stories, Spiritual Lessons, Students, Spiritual Literature and Sivananda by Swami Chidananda Saraswati. Our modern students can also study the spiritual books on various topics of life building, character building and man-making education, or the subject of life building and successful living, or in short, life building science, written by other great spiritually illumined, God-realized saints, sages, rishis, munis and prophets, and acquire necessary knowledge on the said subject. By studying these books, our modern students can acquire right and comprehensive knowledge on all topics of the subject of life building and successful living or life building science. Thereafter, our modern students need to practice the knowledge so gained in their day-to-day life sincerely and meticulously, and decide the right goals of their rare and precious human life. Build their rare and precious human life completely, properly, strongly, and nicely with right foundation and right superstructure during the golden period of student life and youth period itself, which is the right period of their life. Thereby, they can live their rare and precious human life upon the earth plane ideally and successfully, that is, economically and materially prosperously, as well as spiritually happily and peacefully. And in this manner, they can derive immense benefits for themselves. Simultaneously, they can become worthy assets of their families, good members of the society, and ideal citizens of the nation and of the whole world.